Themes in The Catcher in the Rye. Alienation and disillusionment. The central theme of The Catcher in the Rye is Holden Caulfield's deep sense of alienation and disillusionment with the adult world. He constantly expresses his disdain for phonies, people he considers fake and insincere, and feels disconnected from society's norms and values. His expulsion from Pincy Prep at the beginning of the novel and his decision to leave New York City are both driven by his feelings of alienation from the institutions and individuals around him. The loss of innocence. Holden's preoccupation with the preservation of innocence is a recurring theme. He envisions himself as the catcher in the rye, a protector of children who are on the brink of falling off a metaphorical cliff into the complexities of the adult world. This theme is evident in his interactions with his little sister, Phoebe, and his desire to shield her from the harsh realities he perceives in society. Identity and authenticity. Holden struggles with his own identity throughout the novel. He often pretends to be someone he's not and engages in deception. He himself is guilty of the phoniness he despises in others. His inability to be authentic is a source of his inner turmoil, and he seeks genuine connections with people who aren't phony. The pain of loss. The deaths of Holden's younger brother, Allie, and the suicide of James Castle haunt him and contribute to his emotional turmoil. These losses represent the irrevocable loss of innocence and the pain that comes with it. Holden's inability to cope with these tragedies intensifies his sense of alienation and loneliness. The search for meaning. Holden's journey in the novel can be seen as a quest to find meaning and purpose in a world he finds deeply unsatisfying. He grapples with existential questions and the idea that life lacks meaning. Character analysis. Holden Caulfield. Holden is the novel's protagonist and narrator. He is a 16-year-old boy who has been expelled from several schools for his poor academic performance and rebellious behavior. Holden is deeply disillusioned with the adult world, which he sees as hypocritical and insincere. His constant use of the word phony reveals his disdain for people who are inauthentic. Despite his cynicism, Holden is sensitive and empathetic, especially when it comes to protecting the innocence of children, like his sister Phoebe. His desire to be the catcher in the rye is a manifestation of his longing to shield others from the harsh realities he faces. Phoebe Caulfield. Phoebe is Holden's 10-year-old sister, and she represents purity and innocence. Holden deeply cares for Phoebe and confides in her. She serves as a reminder of the innocence Holden is trying to preserve and the importance of familial bonds in a world that often feels cold and alienating. Allie Caulfield. Allie is Holden's younger brother who died of leukemia a few years before the events of the novel. Holden idolizes Allie and describes him as intelligent and genuinely good. Allie's death has a lasting impact on Holden as he struggles to come to terms with the loss of his brother, who represented a source of genuine connection and understanding in his life. Mr. Andolini. Mr. Andolini is a former English teacher of Holden's who offers him a place to stay in New York City. He is one of the few adults who genuinely cares about Holden's well-being. Mr. Andolini is concerned about Holden's self-destructive behavior and provides him with guidance and insight. However, Holden's sudden departure from his apartment leaves their relationship unresolved. Symbolism and The Catcher in the Rye. The Catcher in the Rye. The novel's title itself is a powerful symbol. Holden's vision of himself as the catcher in the rye represents his desire to protect the innocence of children and prevent them from being exposed to the phoniness and corruption of the adult world. It's a metaphor for his own longing to preserve his own innocence and that of others. The red hunting hat. Holden's red hunting hat is a symbol of his individuality and nonconformity. He wears it as a form of self-expression and as a barrier against the conformist society he criticizes. The hat also serves as a shield, hiding his true self from the world, and as a connection to his brother Allie, who once wrote poems on the hat. The Museum of Natural History. The museum is a recurring symbol in the novel, representing Holden's desire to preserve moments of purity and innocence. He is drawn to the idea that, unlike the outside world, the museum's displays remain unchanged and frozen in time. The museum also reflects Holden's fear of change and his longing for a sense of permanence in a world marked by impermanence. The ducks in Central Park. Holden's curiosity about what happens to the ducks in Central Park during the winter serves as a symbol of his own feelings of displacement and uncertainty. He worries about the ducks' well-being and reflects this worry in his own search for stability and a sense of belonging. The carousel. The carousel at the end of the novel represents a moment of emotional clarity for Holden. As he watches Phoebe ride the carousel with pure joy, he realizes the importance of accepting change and letting children grow up and experience life. The carousel scene is a turning point in Holden's understanding of the world and himself. In conclusion, The Catcher in the Rye is a novel rich with themes, complex characters, and powerful symbols. Through the character of Holden Caulfield, readers explore the alienation, disillusionment, and the search for authenticity in a world perceived as phony. The novel's enduring appeal lies in its ability to resonate with readers of all ages, who can identify with the universal experiences of growing up and facing the complexities of the adult world.